M0FXB, someone asked me, what does a G7RPG Allstar node look like? So here's my box. I think you can get them in black as well. Okay, you have an LED light at the front that changes color. Now on the back, ignore the Ethernet cable that I put in there because of course that's a mess. But basically it will come with a sticker, the frequency and the node number. You register your node number and then Peter adds all this for you. And yeah, it's got some feet there and easy to take apart. Just undo those screws there, and I've got some reminders of the passwords underneath. All right, the screws just lift out like that. We turn it over. Now remember, these come plug and go. You never have to remove the lid. Everything's set up for you. But inside, just in case you're curious, is a radio, and then the computer is the Raspberry Pi. This one's a 3B. The audio is mainly done by the CM108 sound card here. This is like a mini power supply that powers the Raspberry Pi and the Bofeng 888. I've added the Ethernet there. It's just an extension to the Ethernet connector on the Pi. I could have just made a hole in the side, I suppose. So I think you can request that. But anyway, and then they're basically plug and go. Let's put it back together, and then we'll put the radio next to it, and I'll show you what it sounds like when it's working. Now the nice thing about an Allstar node is it's analog. It will work on any radio. It doesn't have to be an expensive digital radio, although it is linked into digital systems. So you plug in your power supply and there's a switch. Now my switches were originally here, I moved them. But anyway, you just plug it in, turn it on. As soon as you turn it on, you'll see that the light will start to come alive. Flick that on now. There is a control panel that you can run using an IP address on your phone, on your tablet, doesn't matter, as long as you can get to a browser. So it comes on and you see the blue light where basically the computer is now active. That's what the blue light means. And then it will call out. Now you have to wait about a minute and it will call out the IP address. Both the node and the radio are set to the same frequency on the radio inside the the Bofeng 888 that we just saw. They're on 434.550. Now you can ask to have this set to the frequency that you want within parameters. 192.168.0.102. So 192.168.1.102 is now the number that we will put into our browser to talk to this. But we can use a DTMF code. So I could type in *3 41522 and it will connect without using a computer. So you don't need a computer. So at the moment, if we key up now, the light goes green. Green means it's receiving, the actual box is receiving. Red means the box is transmitting. Okay, but it's not connected to anything because we've got to tell it to. It uses the Allstar system, and if you look at that, that is connected to hundreds and hundreds of repeaters and gateways and individual users all around the planet. And that means that this box enables you, and to get one, by the way, it's G7RPG@hotmail.com. This box will enable every radio you've got in your shack, whether it's expensive or cheap, to work around the whole world, and you can have more than one box and connect to several different items. So let's do the connect on the control panel first, and then I'll show you the DTMF code. And I'll link in the Hubnet website as well, you can see there with Steve M0HOY, and then you've got G7RPG there. And there is a QRZ page if you want to get hold of Peter. So all I have to do is, all these squares are going to allow me to connect to different places. I can do an audio test, an echo audio test if I want, or I can just go Hubnet. If I just click Hubnet.
HUBNET connected to M0FXB.
And Hubnet's a node that I use, but there are literally thousands around the world. Now you notice the way that's a weak signal, and that's because it's connected to a real repeater. So if they're talking to the repeater and they are weak to the repeater, that's what you're going to hear because it's connected directly to that repeater. It's just a fantastic system. So if I disconnect, there is a disconnect button on that panel and it's disconnected. If I now go into DTMF mode, we just hit the star, I believe, on this thing. And let me just get it right. You have to hold it, I think. Try again. Star, just a brief press. Then we go star 3 4 1 5 2 2 and then PTT. And there you are, it's connected again.
Hubnet connected to M0FXB.
And if I want to disconnect, I believe I can just type in star 73. And that's it. So as soon as I call through, you'll start chatting to people. And there's lots of friendly people on Hubnet. And there's even a dashboard on Hubnet where you can actually see all the connections. Now this is the Hubnet Monitor. So if I just briefly just do a test key, there you are. I show up M0FXB. So if I can have a live chat now, you can actually listen to people talking using this connection. I'll put it in the description. So give it a go. M0FXB, calling for an audio check. M0FXB. Should get someone.
You're perfect. Absolutely perfect. There, guys. Sounds very good. G0CDX.
Yeah, that's Mike and Paul as well. Really friendly bunch on Hubnet. Give it a go. Bye for now.